Greetings, Commanders, and welcome back to the Deep Space Carrier series here in Elite Dangerous. I am continuing to work on mining because we still need a fair bit of tritium before we're going to be ready to hop off into new areas of the galaxy here as I slam into this. Guess I forgot to... Asteroid scan complete. Oops. Let's go ahead and mine this really quick. Our goal right now is to get to the southern meridian, which is still 5 or 6 carrier jumps south of us. But then after that, we kind of want to go off to the western side of the galaxy as per the Elite Dangerous star map. So there's a fair bit of distance in between the two waypoints from the southern meridian up to the next waypoint that's kind of diagonal towards the western side. And I'd really like to have a decent amount of tritium available because I really don't want to run out. I really don't want to run out and end up having to do some kind of craziness to try to figure out what the heck I'm going to do. So we're going to mine. I'm just spend another day or two. I mean, this is my last day. I'm recording today for Monday, so I'll have a couple of weekend days where I'm not going to be recording anything. That'll give me a couple more days to kind of get some fuel going. All right, I'm really getting annoyed with my prospector limpets not wanting to fire off. It's really getting on my nerves. I have a couple more days before between this recording. This is going to publish on Monday. Today's Friday. It's going to publish on Monday. That'll give me a couple more days to get some more tritium loaded up before we start doing new content next week. So I know, this today for you guys is going to be Monday, and it's a brand new week. You want brand new stuff happening, but we're not there yet. I have a little over 700 tritium in the carrier, in addition to the full 1,000 in the tank, right? So I have 1,700, I guess, total, and 70 so far in the in this ship here. So I still need another 300. I'm probably going to try to get closer to 2,500, maybe. Depending on how motivated I am to do things over the weekend, I might even try to push for 3,000. 3,000 tritium. That'll get us pretty far. That'll get us pretty far. So, I'm trying to be a little bit cautious right now because we are at, the edge of the galaxy at this point. We got pretty lucky finding a decent place to come in here and mine some tritium, and I kind of want to take advantage of it while we have it because I don't know when the next time I'm going to have is. Now, as we're going through and moving throughout the galaxy, if we happen to cross a, I haven't really decided yet how we're gonna handle the travel portion of this, because obviously, I sucked it up over a weekend and just kind of went back, got the carrier, did all the jumps I needed to do, and then, all of a sudden we have a Deep Space Carrier series again. Not really sure how I want to handle moving the carrier as far as, when am I going to jump and how often are we going to do that? And that kind of stuff. I don't know that I necessarily want to just jump from waypoint to waypoint, because then we're not going to really find anything along the way. The purpose of I guess we would. Okay. You know what I think we could do? I'm trying to think about how I want to do this. I'm thinking, obviously, we don't have to travel with the carrier. We can send the carrier ahead of us, right? So I think that's what we were more or less doing before. We were sending the carrier to a destination, and we were exploring along the route to do that. And I think we'll go back to that. We won't necessarily sit in one place for a whole week. I think what we'll probably end up doing is... I'm sure you guys know where I'm going with this. It's taking me a minute to do this and try to put the words together. I think what we'll do is every episode that we do, we'll send the carrier ahead, one jump, maybe 2 jumps if we have, because obviously, it takes me 15 to 20, well, again, a lot of that's going to depend on how long it takes the carrier jumps to go. If the carrier jumps are going to be, if the carrier jumps are going to continue to be an hour plus, that's going to make things a little bit difficult as far as trying to get some travel done every episode. But at the very least, we can move 500 light years at a time. That's not very many jumps, but it'll encourage us to explore a little bit, I guess. Maybe that'll be the thing we think about. I don't know. gonna have to think about it for a little bit. Obviously, we're not going to jump with the carrier because that would we won't get any exploring done that way. So that's definitely not going to be the way we do it. I think this guy over here is closer. So yeah, we'll be traveling along. We'll have the carrier kind of, you know, parallel travel with us, and then, you know, visit the carrier when it gets to its destination to go turn in any of our data that we have. That'll be kind of the plan. That's kind of the half-assed plan I have in my mind. And then, ideally, you know, I'm still not sold on the whole live streaming thing because I really don't want to have to lock myself down to a schedule. One of my dream with this whole channel thing, assuming it ever goes anywhere, is that I'm able to record when it's convenient for me to record, and then to leave the rest of my life open to do whatever I need to do, and I can schedule my work around my life rather than having to schedule my life around my work. Like that's really what I want to get to. Like, I'm not the kind of person, I would never be okay with just not doing anything productive because that's boring. Like, when I was in the Marine Corps and I would take leave for 2 weeks, by the time I got to the end of 2 weeks, I was just bored out of my damn mind. Or, I don't want to say I was bored out of my mind, but I was just antsy to like get something done. And you know, you can only sit and play video games for so long before you're just like, all right, I need to do something that actually means something. But you know, at the same time, I want the freedom to be able to do work when I want to do it and where I want to do it. And that's kind of the dream of the channel. It's not to become super famous. It's not to be making crazy amounts of money. I'm not trying to be the next Mr. Beast or anything like that. I just want to get to the point where I have the freedom to just, you know, do work when I want to do it and do it from anywhere in the world. That's what I want. That's what I'm trying to get to. So the whole thing about the live stream is that, you know, you have to lock yourself down to a schedule if you want that to have any chance of working at all. And it kind of goes against what I want out of my life. I don't want to be locked down to a schedule. I want to be able to say, you know what? I'm going to sit down and do my videos at this time because that's when I feel like doing it. That's when I want to do it. And most of the time I pretty much have I don't know. Most of the time I'm locked into a schedule because the stuff I'm doing outside of this forces me to do content during certain parts of the day because of just the nature of the fact that I have a lockdown schedule for other things. But I'd like to get to the point where I can say, you know what, I don't feel like doing videos right now. I'll do it in 6 hours when I'm feeling more into it. You know, that kind of thing. And then, you know, or, you know, like I live in my RV, as most of you know already, and being able to say, you know what, we have an event, we have a thing that we want to go do today. We want to go visit this historical site or whatever. I'll do my videos tonight when I have, you know, when we have time to do that. I want to get to that point where I have the freedom to just be like, you know, my work doesn't determine what my day is going to be. I determine what my day is going to be, and it's on me to just make sure that I get the work done that needs to get done. Like, that's what I want out of my life. I don't even care if it's in the content creation space. Like, I never really had any interest in being a YouTuber. I still don't really have that much of an interest in being a YouTuber. It's just something that I kind of fell into because life circumstances left me with pretty much nothing else to try, and I was like, well, you know, I play video games, why not start a channel and see how it goes? And you know, so far it's been working out pretty okay, I guess. You know, I hit 2,400 subscribers the other day. That was pretty nice. But you know, 2,400 subscribers and the number of views that I get is not a professional channel, so we've got a long way to go to get there. But I would really like to get there by either not doing live streams at all or just making it something that's like a very rare kind of thing. Like, if I'm gonna do a live stream, I really want to do like maybe like a once a week kind of deal. You know, but even then, I really don't want to do a live stream. It makes me feel icky to lock myself down to a schedule. Because I've spent most of my life stuck on other people's schedules, so I don't want to do schedules anymore. I'm tired of being on schedules. I want to like do things when it's convenient for me to do them. Really what I want. I don't care about money. I don't care about, you know, having crazy amounts of stuff other than, you know, I want to have what I need to be able to do to live the lifestyle that I want. But outside of that, and I'm not looking for a mansion or a fancy car, none of that other crap. I just want to get to the point where I'm able to live my life the way I want to live it and do things when I want to do them and how I want to do them. It's one of the things I've hated about, like, I don't mind, I'm not lazy, I'm just tired of doing things other people's way. I want to do it my way and like be productive my way, and when I'm ready to be productive and how I'm ready to be productive. And you know, I can get a lot of stuff done. You ask any employer I've ever worked for, I get a lot of shit done. But you know, my issue has always been I don't want to go to work. I don't want to go to your job and sit in your office and do your stuff there. Let me do it from home. You know, I will still get a lot of stuff done from home. There's plenty of people out there who have a, you know, there's plenty of people out there who have a strong work ethic in general. So the argument that people are being lazy and not getting things done, that's a management problem. That's not a work from home problem. Guaranteed, those same people who go into work, those same people who are not getting anything done remotely aren't getting anything done at work either. Because their managers, it's a management problem. Managers aren't supervising and verifying the work's getting done. And from a remote work perspective, it's the same thing. Like if you're not going to verify that your employees are getting the work done, then you suck as a manager. End of story. You set goals, you put checks in place to make sure that those goals are being achieved, and if they're not, then you discipline the employee, and then if they refuse to do the work, then you fire them. That's it. It's not that hard. But managers in general managers are lazier, I don't know. Managers in general tend to be lazier than the employees. They want to be in charge, they want to tell people what to do, and then they don't want to have to do anything themselves. So, you know, that's the way it goes. But as far as I'm concerned, like, I'm perfectly fine doing menial office work. I just want to do it remotely. And I want to do it on my schedule. Like, I would love a job where where I get paid to get things done, and it's just a deadline, right? Like I need this list of things done by this time and this date, and then it's on me to just get it done by then. I really wish that things worked that way. I hate this hourly wage crap, but I also don't want the other side of that is that employers will try to exploit the whole salary thing too by, you know, trying to make you do more than what they would ask an hourly employee to do because of overtime. Like there needs to be, I don't know, it's hard to find a balance. I don't know. Personally, I'm kind of hoping that this YouTube thing works out enough. I don't need to be massive. I know I don't have the kind of personality that's going to carry. I don't have the personality to carry myself to a high level, and I certainly don't have the ideas and creativity to carry myself to a high level. I have no expectations that this channel is ever going to be like millions of subscribers or anything like that. But if I can get to the point where I'm making a pretty decent living consistently because, you know, I find enough viewers who are interested in the kind of content that I create that it becomes something, you know, sustainable for at least a while, you know, that'll be pretty sweet. Anyways, all of that to say that I don't want to do a live stream because I don't want to be stuck in a schedule. I said all of that to say I don't want to be on a schedule. I hate being on a schedule. I really hate schedules. After 11 years in the Marine Corps and then jobs and jobs after that where I have to go into it, or I have to go into a work and be there for X number of hours regardless of whether there's stuff to get done or not, I'm really tired of schedules. I just want there to be work to get done. You pay me to do the work, and that's it. And if I get the work done quickly, there's nothing else for me to do. You don't try to find more for me to do. You pay me for the work that you pay me for, and then after that, it's my time. Like, I really wish that we could get away from this hour. I know there's certain things you couldn't do that for. You couldn't do hourly. You have to have hourly work for things like, you know, hospitality and convenience stores and, you know, things where you have to be available, right? Like that's one thing. But anything that's like production based, like even office work, like obviously factory jobs and things like that, if you could pay per widget that people are making, I think a lot more people would be a lot more productive, and, you know, you would have a fixed cost for the amount of, you would have a fixed cost per unit because you're paying the employee per unit, right? You're paying the employee per unit, and it makes it a lot harder for there to be a lot of like fucking around and waste and all that stuff. Like, because people are going to be like, well, I want to get paid, so I got to sit here and be productive. I got to get stuff done. It'd be relatively easy to do that in the production industry, any kind of like manual labor production or whatever like that. It'd be a little bit harder to do it in an office setting, I would imagine. But even then, you know, it's doable. if you have a way of tracking how many documents get done, you know. And then I know my biggest problem working in office settings is that for the most part, bosses aren't hiring you because they need you to do office work. They're hiring you because they have certain things that they don't want to do or they don't feel like doing, and they want to have somebody there that they can send to run errands for them. That was mostly my experience in the office world. The bosses didn't really need an office person. They just wanted to have somebody there that could, you know, do all the little menial bullshit things that they didn't want to do. That's what you were there for. That's what most office people are there for. But, you know, I guess, but it's a massive waste of money. And it's a massive waste of everybody's time. I would much rather work, like, if I could get a decent paying data entry job where I just get paid per document that I do, I could make a pretty decent money. I think I could make a pretty decent amount of money doing that. But the problem is that there's so many scam jobs out there like that. I would never trust one, even if it showed up for real. Like if a company contacted me saying, "Oh, we have I get those. I get like random emails saying we have this data entry job that you could be doing." And I'm like, scam. Oh, there's this other data entry job, like a scam. Like I don't trust any of it. So it's just even if some of them are legit, I'll never know because I'm so paranoid about scams at this point. Because I almost got scammed once. A job scam. Yeah, those exist in case you didn't know. I'll go ahead and tell the story since we're kind of here doing some mining stuff anyway. And, I got to find something to talk about. I don't remember what it was, but it was a job where it was supposed to be a work from home job, blah, 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 that whole thing. And the scam is that they're trying to get you to buy equipment from them. So what it is they say that they're going to provide you with equipment, but what you have to do is you have to go to a store you have to go to their store to buy equipment from their store, and they'll reimburse you or something like that. I don't remember exactly what it was. And at the time I was, you know, I wasn't really serious about doing this YouTube thing and trying to focus on it. And you know, I was recently unemployed and I was kind of desperate to like find a job. It's been a couple of years now, so I'm one of those people who in the statistics have given up on trying to find a job. You know, if one falls on my lap, obviously I'll take it. And I still search for a job, but I don't expect to find. I spent 2 years like actively searching for work and couldn't find anything. Yeah. So at this point, I'm just like, you know, I post my resume, I apply to the odd job here or there, but for the most part, I'm not really focusing on it. But anyways, at the time, I was pretty desperate to find something, and I wasn't really thinking about it, and it seemed legit, and so here's how it worked. Okay, it's been a while, so I'm trying to remember all the details. They sent a check, right? They sent a digital check that supposedly you deposit, and then you use that money to buy the furniture or whatever, right? So that's the scam because it's not a real check. And by the time your bank actually tries to process that check, and you've already, they try to rush you through the purchase of getting the equipment, right? So you deposit the check, your bank gives you the funds because it expects you to have the money eventually, and it gives you access to that money. You go purchase all of this equipment from their store. You never get anything because their store is a big fake thing. And then the bank eventually gets around to trying to like resolve that deposit, and they're not able to, and you end up on the hook for thousands of dollars worth of equipment that you supposedly were supposed to have paid for by this company, and you're screwed. And honestly, there's a special place in hell for these kinds of people because you know, you're preying on people who are desperate to try to find a job. Not only they already don't have any money because they're, you know, trying to find a job and they're broke and all this other stuff, and you're going to put them even further behind trying to scam them and preying on their, you know, their desperation to try to, you know, provide for themselves and their family and all this stuff. Like that's a special kind of asshole who does something like that. Like I don't understand how people can be like that, but they're out there. They are out there. But yeah, that's yeah. That was oh, that was close. My wife pulled me back from that one, and I am forever grateful to her for that, because I was ready to go. I was ready to go do it, because, you know, you get in the desperate mindset, you don't think about things clearly, and you make decisions that normally you'd be skeptical about, because, like, normally I'm pretty paranoid about scams and things like that. I know, oops, sorry about that. I know about most of the scams and stuff that are out there, but I had never heard of this one, and I was just like, well, I mean, they're giving me a check, right? I can just deposit, I deposit the check. If the check clears, then it must be good. But the whole point is that they're trying to rush you through before it clears, so that, you know, they can get you on the hook for that. So, yeah, I don't even remember how I got into that subject, but basically, you know, I don't want to do live streams. I know we were talking about live streams at some point. I don't want to do live streams because I don't want to be stuck on a schedule. I'm tired of working for people. I mean, obviously, there'll probably come a point where I have to suck it up and start doing that again, because, you know, the situation I'm in right now won't last forever. At some point, the YouTube thing either needs to take off for me, or I need to start looking for something else to do. It's just the way it goes. But I would really... oh, that was the whole point. I don't really care if it's YouTube. Like, it'd be nice. It'd be nice if I could, like, you know, be a YouTuber and have my own channel, run my own stuff, do my own thing, you know, and make a pretty decent amount of money doing that. That would be great. But YouTube was never, like, the dream for me. It's just something I kind of fell into because, well, as everything I just explained, it's why I ended up in it. But yeah, that's my story for the whole working thing. I don't know. Oh, somehow well, let's get that one going there. Did it go? Okay, and then we'll finish doing... Okay. Somehow I didn't finish it. I thought it told me it was done, and then it just wasn't. Hey, there's another one here. I like it when there's lots of tritium available. What are we up to? 140? How many collector limpets are we down to? Oh, I forgot to mention it at the beginning, but as you can see, we're in a different ship now. We're in the cutter. Let's see here.
Asteroid depleted.
And there it goes. So yeah, we're in the cutter. I figured, why not? I decided I wanted the issue I was having with the cutter was, I'm sorry, the thing I was having with the Corvette is that the nose sticks out so far that it makes it really hard to judge where you can go and where you can't go sometimes. And originally, my issue with the cutter, using the cutter, is a couple of things. Maneuverability on it is a fair bit worse because it just doesn't turn. I don't remember it turning as quickly as it is now. And then the distributor on it kind of sucked, but that's because I had an underpowered distributor on it. So I upgraded I took the distributor, or I had another distributor in the carrier for whatever reason. I don't know why. But I had another distributor lying around that actually was really good for this, and yeah. This one's actually working out better than the Corvette was. So this is going to be our mining barge for a while. Now the other problem that I ran into though was I was going to bring out my Type 8. I wasn't even going that fast. My prospector, I think I hit my prospector drone. My prospector limpet. I don't know why. Yeah, we hit it. What the hell's going on? I was gonna bring out my Type 8 because I wanted to do some subsurface displacement mining, but it turns out that what I thought was a subsurface displacement mining tool on my Type 8 was actually the deep core mining tool, whatever that one's called. And I don't have a subsurface displacement missile launcher, subsurface displacement launcher. So it's laser mining for the next year plus in the cutter. Honestly, though, I'm not that worried about it. I'm not that worried about it. Do we have tritium still to pick up? Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Hate when I do that.
Prospector limit engaged. Prospector limit.
Yep, and it's a waste too because there's nothing there.
Scan complete.
Great. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and call it a day. I did enough babbling today, and I still have a lot more mining to do over the next couple of days. Oh my god. What is going on? I can normally do, like, as long as I'm doing less than 100 meters per second, it works out fine.
Programming limit drone.
But I don't know what's going on right now. There's got to be some kind of a server issue. There must be some kind of a lag happening, and it's causing me to hit my guys. Anyways, hit the like button, subscribe to help us reach 10,000 subscribers. Join as a member for early access to videos, among other perks. Or you can just leave YouTube's version of a tip with the thanks button. Also have PayPal and Patreon links in the description if you prefer to go that route. So again, thanks for watching. Be sure to come back for the next episode, which ideally will be a travel episode. And I'll see you then.